Hey there. Let's dive into the latest buzz from the financial world, shall we? Welcome to Whiteboard Invest, your #1 go-to source for clear and concise investing knowledge explanation and news updating daily. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. It's a lovely Sunday evening here in the U.S., just around 6:30 p.m. in sunny California. I hope you're wrapping up a fantastic weekend and gearing up for the week ahead. Today, like every Sunday, we're diving into the latest market trends and the big news stories that should be on your radar for the coming week. So let's get right into it. First off, how's the market looking? We'll sift through the noise and bring you the nitty-gritty on what's moving and shaking. And speaking of things that shake, did you catch the annual meetup at Berkshire Hathaway yesterday? That's Warren Buffett's playground. And let me tell you, there were some interesting takeaways that I'm eager to share with you all. For those of you keen on the financial world, this is something you won't want to miss. We'll unpack the highlights and what it means for investors like us. So stay tuned, grab your notepads, and let's jump into this week's financial journey together. Hey folks, so here's the scoop on the crypto market this weekend. It's looking pretty darn good. Bitcoin's making a comeback, now sitting pretty at $64,237. Remember how we were biting our nails last week and the week before? Yeah, we saw that steep drop from 64 grand down to just $56,500. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. You know how everyone was on edge about what Chairman Powell would say, especially with all that not-so-great inflation news? Well, turns out things weren't as bad as we feared, and the market bounced right back. And get this, on Friday in the U.S., the unemployment rate ticked up to 3.9%. Now usually that's bad news, but in our wacky world it's got everyone thinking the Fed might cut interest rates, which is kinda like expecting rain and getting a sunny day instead. So, what's the big picture? The market's sensitive, sure, but don't let the short-term blips fool you. Zoom out, and you'll see these adjustments aren't anything new or out of the ordinary. In fact, if you compare this recent 23.5% dip from the mid-March peak when BTC hit around $73,800, it's pretty much in line with the corrections we've seen this year. And the market's overall vibe? It's cooled down, which is probably for the best. The indicators are all settling back to normal. I'll dish out more details in a bit, but just to tease you with some numbers, the market cap's up by 1% in the last 24 hours, nearly $2.5 trillion. And if you've been watching the charts, you've seen a lot of green. Coins like NEAR have even shot up by 10.3%. Wrapping up, it's been a tough week, but today, the market's split right down the middle. It's a 50-50 world out there. Stay tuned for more updates. And remember, when it comes to crypto, it's all about the long game. Before we dive into today's next market-breaking news, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to fuel us up for even hotter content than ever. Let's chat about the market buzz after the Fed's latest chit-chat. So Thursday and Friday? They turned the tables, and we saw some green after a bit of a dry spell. And guess what? Friday marked the end of a week-long negative cash flow for Bitcoin ETFs. But the tides are turning, my friends. On Friday, we hit the jackpot with a whopping $378 million positive cash flow. Even the big bear of the bunch, you know, the one we thought would never see a sunny day, had a change of heart. Yep, Grayscale finally stopped the sell-off and started stocking up. We're keeping an eye on this, hoping it's not just a fluke. So, what's the takeaway? It looks like those who needed to sell have sold, and now we're back to a more typical market vibe. Some buying, some selling, just like any other fund out there. As we kick off a new week, there's a fresh wave of hope on the horizon. Let's see where this goes. Now, let's talk about the Bitcoin buzz in the corporate world. So, you've heard of Mercado Libre, right? They're like the Amazon of Latin America, and they've just let slip that they're sitting on a cool $29 million in Bitcoin as we wrapped up the first quarter. Now, $29 million might not sound like a blockbuster movie budget, but it's pretty significant for a company's balance sheet. But here's the thing. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We only hear about the Bitcoin holdings of public companies because they've got to keep their shareholders in the loop. The private companies? They're like ninjas in the night. They could be hoarding Bitcoin like it's going out of style, and we wouldn't know until they decide to go public or spill the beans some other way. Remember when Reddit made headlines for holding Bitcoin and Ethereum? They kept that under wraps for ages until they filed to go public in the US. And now, it's like every day we're hearing about another company jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon. It started with the big guns like MicroStrategy and Tesla, and now even SpaceX is in on the action. And let's not forget about those Bitcoin smart ETFs. More and more companies are getting their Bitcoin fix indirectly through these funds. It's like Bitcoin's become the new gold or something, a shiny digital asset that companies stash away to diversify their treasure chests. So, what's the bottom line? Holding Bitcoin is becoming as normal as holding cash or stocks. It's not just a fad, it's turning into a legit investment strategy for companies looking to mix things up in their portfolios. And who knows, maybe your favorite company is the next to dive into the crypto pool. Stay tuned. So, Berkshire Hathaway just wrapped up their 2024 annual shindig, and let me tell you, it was quite the event. Warren Buffett, the legendary Oracle of Omaha, chaired the meeting and, as always, dropped some serious knowledge bombs about where the company's headed. It was a bittersweet occasion, though, as they paid homage to the late Charlie Munger, Buffett's right-hand man and dear friend, who passed away at the ripe age of 99. Buffett got all nostalgic, calling Munger the architect of Berkshire, and giving him props for the empire they built together. Now, onto the juicy bits. Number 1. The big handover. Buffett's passing the torch to Greg Abel, who's 61 and ready to rock as the new CEO. Abel's going to handle all the investment decisions, including the stock portfolio. Buffett's like, "It's all you, buddy," showing he's got full faith in Abel's chops. Number 2. Apple's slightly less crunchy. Berkshire's been slicing off bits of its Apple stake, another 13% gone this quarter, but don't get it twisted. Apple's still the apple of Berkshire's eye, their numero uno holding. The sell-off? All about those tax moves. Number 3. AI's dark side. Buffett's waving a red flag about AI being the next big thing in scamming. He's worried that scammers will use AI to whip up fake images and messages, like a digital con artist pretending to be your kid in a jam, asking you to wire over some emergency cash. Number 4. Paramount exit, stage left. Berkshire said sayonara to its entire stake in Paramount Global, taking a hit on the way out. Buffett owned that decision 100%, no passing the buck. Number 5. India's looking bright. Buffett's got his eyes on India, seeing a treasure trove of opportunities there. While Berkshire's not diving in with big bucks just yet, Buffett's optimism is a hint that they're keeping their options open. And there you have it, a front-row seat to Berkshire's latest and greatest. It's all about moving forward, making smart money moves, and keeping an eye out for the next big thing, even if it's a bit sketchy like AI scams. Plus, a little nod to the past and a hopeful glance at future prospects. Classic Buffett, am I right? So, Coinbase, the crypto exchange heavyweight, is in hot water again. A new lawsuit in California claims they've been playing fast and loose with the law since they started. The gist? Selling those digital goodies might not be so above board. Coinbase, of course, isn't having any of it. They're like, "Nope, we're good," and they're betting the courts will back them up. This legal tangle isn't a first. A similar case got a second chance in court, and there's an ongoing scuffle with the SEC about whether these crypto tokens are more than just digital trinkets. The attorney waving the lawsuit flag, John T. Jasnock, is a veteran in crypto court battles. He's been around the block, taking on some pretty iffy crypto projects. The big question now is what the SEC's case will say about all this. If they decide these digital assets are securities, it could change the game for Coinbase's lawsuit. Alexander Vinnick, the guy behind the BTCE crypto exchange, just owned up to being part of a money laundering scheme. This whole saga started back in 2017, and it's been quite the globe-trotting legal drama with stops in Greece and France before landing in the US. So, BTCE was this massive crypto playground where over 1 million users traded more than $9 billion worth of crypto. Turns out, it was also a laundromat for dirty digital dollars, including a hefty chunk from the infamous Mt. Gox heist. Vinnick's been playing hot potato with the law across multiple countries, and despite his initial "I'm just an employee" act, he's now singing a different tune. BTCE skipped some pretty important legal steps, like registering as a money service and doing the whole "know your customer" dance. The DOJ's not just watching from the sidelines, they're in it to win it, fighting crypto crime and looking to patch up the victims' pockets. It's a big deal because it sets the stage for how crypto's policed from here on out. Short story, Vinnick's guilty plea could be a game changer.
Alright, that's hottest news today. If you guys did find this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe our channel for more free content. Thanks for watching. Peace out.